Welcome to the Cape Information Technology IA walkthrough done by me, Mr. Charles. This video in somehow, some way is going to help you with your journey through your Cape Information Technology IA, either Unit 1 or Unit 2. Just to let you know, the sources of all the information that are inside this video were sourced from 1, the official syllabus, which you will see a link in the description for, 2, the examiner's reports for the old syllabus, because that has a treasure trove of information about how they mark the IAs, and 3, 10 plus years of experience teaching Cape Information Technology and submitting IAs every single year. So, first of all, enjoy. I hope the information helps you. And second of all, I am not your teacher. This is a guide. And because it's a guide, I will give some best practices that I would have seen in the different sources and things that I would have done myself. But if your teacher requires you to do something different, please listen to your teacher, but also read the syllabus and read the examiner's reports. And I hope that you do well in your Cape ITIA. Okay, welcome to the start of your IA. And the first thing that we have to do is the selection of the project. So I'm going to go through all the things that you have to take into consideration when selecting your project. So let's look at this, the layout of the SBA. And the syllabus says that the school-based assessment is an integral part of the student assessment, blah, 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 all the nice words and all that stuff. But they don't tell you one important thing inside here. And well, as you will realize when I go through the videos, there's a lot of things that inside the syllabus that I expected for you to know that they don't tell you. That's why I use the examiner's reports to kind of find the little nitty-gritties of the things that they're looking for, and you'll realize there's so many things that the syllabus doesn't tell you about that you need to put inside your IA. So let's start with the first thing that the syllabus doesn't tell you about: how to select your project. Okay, so for your information technology IA, your Cape ITIA, it's a two-step IA. So you plan it in Unit 1 and you execute it in Unit 2. But a lot of the time, students choose things that they don't want to execute in Unit 2 because they didn't know that whatever they planned in Unit 1 has to transfer to Unit 2. So your IA kind of falls into this category. So you have your IA and you are going to plan, but it must follow 2 distinct parts. And these distinct parts are either a database or a website. Whatever you do, whatever topic you choose, you're supposed to follow one of those parts, right? Now, it's not saying that your solution is going to have to be doctored to make sure it's a website or make sure it's a database, but the problem that you find should be solvable by either one of these 2, or the problem that you find should be solvable by at least one of them, so that when you reach to the implementation of your solution, you can actually do it in Unit 2. Because what tends to happen is that you choose a lame topic in Unit 1, and then in Unit 2 you realize, wait, I don't want to build a database, I want to build a website. And then you have to now do over basically all the analysis and everything. So let me get this thing clear one time. So people who will do databases, they are usually very they're very technical / mathematical thinkers, right? So you usually think very technical, you're very mathematical, you love to solve equations, all that kind of thing. Databases, they're along those lines. You're not afraid of Microsoft Access, meaning if you did your SBA in Form 5 and you had no problem doing the database, you found it was cool, you found it was fun, and you had no issues doing the database, then yeah, you more than likely will not have a problem with it, because access is not really an issue for you, and you tend to like logic and efficiency. So you may end up choosing a problem that gets you upset because it's not very efficient, and usually problems with efficiency are usually handled by a database, right? When we get to the problem definition, you'll see how to select a problem, and more than likely the problem that you choose is going to be a reflection of the solution that you're going to implement, right? Right. Now, for the website people are the people who are they know a little bit about HTML code. They like creative, design oriented people, and they usually they're not extremely technical, right? Not extremely technical, and you kind of you enjoy the website from Form 5. Enjoyed Form 5 website. Now, the website that you built in Form 5 is baby stuff compared to the one that you're going to be doing in Unit 2. So you gotta kind of remember HTML code has a big part to play in it, right? So you need to think about it a little bit more and kind of grasp, okay, do I really want to solve that problem? So usually informational problems, things where people don't get the information at the correct time, or advertising or stores and whatnot, those are the kind of things that you choose when you go the website route. So just remember, whatever problem you choose has to go through the database route or the website route. That's the introduction. Please make sure you understand that, because this is you setting yourself up for 2 years. You don't want to reach Unit 2 and have to do over your whole IA. Okay? Good. Right. So now that you understand that you have to go a particular route, you have to be able to select a project now, right? So selecting a project. Now the SBA, the syllabus is kind of clear that they want you to select projects that are within your, let's call this word, within your area or within your reach, because you have to do analysis on this project and it's supposed to be a real place. So you should select a place or select an issue that is around you and you could get access to. This is very, very important, because when you reach the analysis stage and you can't get the relevant analysis, you're probably going to have to scrap your project. So usually what happens is that you're going to have to find out a problem from somewhere, collect information about the problem, come up with a possible solution, then justify the solution. That's Unit 1. And then in Unit 2 now, you're going to have to now put this solution into place. Now, in order to select the solution, you have to, to come up with a solution, you have to figure out what the problem is. In order to figure out what the problem is, you have to do a questionnaire and interviews or whatnot. We'll get to that in further videos. But the key thing is, can you access the information? So don't go for like a place like a bank. A bank will set you up, because by the time you go and ask the bank for critical information, they'll tell you, no, we can't give you that information, or we can't release that information. You can't handle questionnaires inside here and all that kind of stuff. You're really going to end up in trouble like that. You don't want to go anywhere corporate. So school would be like the cafeteria, the clubs. You probably want to check like, book rental. All those different things, you want to find places where you could actually get the information. If you know somebody with a small business, like it's your aunt, your uncle, parent, or you yourself probably run another small business and you want to use that as your IA, that's okay. Just remember, you need to be able to get relevant data from it to be able to answer it. So when you're selecting a project, try and stay away from those big guns kind of thing, bank and corporate and all that kind of stuff. And you want to be able to get things that are close to you, because you need to get the data. So that's how you're going to select a project, and your teacher is supposed to guide you along with that. But as we go through the series of videos, you'll see how I guide you through coming up with a problem, getting a problem definition, and being able to clearly see, okay, I can find a path that will help you to solve this, that will go down either the database route or the website route. So keep that in mind. That is selecting a project. So now let's move on to the mark scheme, and I'll show you what the marks are. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video and you're going through it and you're enjoying the knowledge that you're getting and you're learning things that you didn't learn before. But if there's some things that you're still not too sure about, or you may not be getting the help that you need because of the type of project that you're doing, you could check us out, and we do have dedicated IA assistance classes where Mr. Charles, or me, I will give you personal help for whatever you may need, because you just may not be too sure depending on your situation. Some people may be doing it on their own, some people may not have a teacher, some people may not be able to go to school. So you can check us out, WhatsApp 1-868-308-8799, or you can go to the website makeITsimpleTT.com/register. So now we're here and we're going to go through the mark scheme. The mark scheme is in the syllabus. There will be a link to the syllabus in the description, and there'll be a link to the examiner's report in the description also, so you could see where I get all the data that I'm using in all of these videos. It's actually there. It's just that it's really hard to go through it and read it, so I did the hard work for you, because make it simple. Alright, yeah, so let's go through the mark scheme. The mark scheme is as follows. The first thing that you have to do is something called a problem definition. The problem definition is going to be broken down a particular way, and it's 2 marks. Now before we go through this, let me just explain to you all why I do not agree with the marking system for this IA. All other IAs, including ComSci and any other IA that I could think of, are marked out of 60. And they break down the 60 marks into small chunks, and you are able to count from 0 to 60. In IT, for some reason, they decided that they're going to mark the whole SBA, the whole IA, out of 20. And then you have to multiply your mark by 3 to get up to the out of 60. Which I don't believe is fair, because 1 mark will cause you to get 57 out of 60. There's no way that I could get 58 or 59. It's impossible. So it's either 57, 60. If that doesn't work out, then you have to subtract 3 marks again, and then you'll be at 54. And then if you subtract 3 marks again, you're at 51. So your possible marks in an ITIA could be 51, 54, 57, and 60. There's no way in between that it could go. Now, I personally believe, after doing this for so long, there are many places where they could break down the things that you need to do and give marks accordingly. But for some reason, they left it out of 20. And I am definitely not a supporter of that. I'm not happy about that. I find that disadvantages children a lot, because one mistake could cost you a lot. Imagine you make one mistake and you don't get one of the marks, and then your mark drop from a possible 54 to 51. That could damage you. That could be the difference between a 1 and a 2. Could be the difference between a 2 and a 3. All those things I don't like. But we still have to go through the mark scheme, and in these videos I'm going to try my best to make sure that it's clear, so you can see how to get the marks, right? So let's go through. First one is problem definition. Problem definition is with 2 marks. This is usually one of the easier parts to do, because there's a clear breakdown of what they want for your problem definition, but I'll show you that from the examiner's report. Notice they didn't tell you what a complete and accurate description of the problem is there. They didn't say what it's supposed to have. You had to read through the examiner's report to find out, so I'll show you what it looks like, right? Gantt chart, you see that the Gantt chart is 2 marks. This is clear. It kind of tells you what you need to have inside here, so you could see where the 2 marks are going to be broken down. Sure, no problem. Analysis of the problem. This is where the difficult one comes out. The amount of things you have to do in the analysis to get these 3 marks here. I personally believe that the analysis of the problem part could be a whole 9 marks, because there's so many different things that you have to do. Depending on the different types of fact-finding techniques that you choose, there's so many things that could happen. But I digress. I will stop ranting about it and we'll just go through it, right? 3 marks for the analysis of the problem. This is some of the hardest 3 marks to get in the IA. I have 2 parts where marks really hard to get. This 3 marks here, hard to get, because there's a lot of stuff you have to do, and a teacher could take away mark for almost anything in any one of them. Identification of possible solutions. This is fairly okay, except for the fact that they don't tell you how to identify the possible solution. They have a whole list of things that you need to know when you identify any possible solutions, and they didn't put it inside the syllabus. Why? I don't know. But again, I will show you all in the examiner's reports what are the things that they look for. Evaluation of possible solutions. This one here is an next 3 marks I had to work hard to get, because it's some heavy comparisons that have to take place, evaluation, weighted scorecards, all kind of stuff to get these 3 marks here. And from what I read from the examiner's report, a lot of students will do it properly. So we're going to try to figure out what do they exactly want, right? After that, you have selection. This is the easiest part. I have no idea why you're getting 2 marks for selecting the most feasible solution. Like, you literally have 2 things to choose from, and you're going to choose the better one. How do you know which one is the better one? From your analysis. So 2 marks for stating, I choose this one. Enter. Very weird. Then this last part here, justification of the solution. This one here takes up a lot of marks. I personally believe that this could be way more than 4 marks. They could make it a lot more granular, but hey. And then they have presentation of the document. There are 2 marks just for the way that you lay out your document, just for using proper references, and for putting in a cover page, table of content, abstract, and all those things. Yeah, 2 marks on that. So this is an easy 2 marks to get, because it's just about formatting. But most students just get real lazy and they don't actually format it. I don't know why, but I'll show you why, because it could get a little tedious when they're doing the formatting, but that's why we'll do it properly. So that's the mark scheme there, out of 20, and just remember that the whole IA is out of 60. So whatever mark you get it's going to be multiplied by 3, and that'll be your final mark. Your possible marks will be 60 out of 60 if you got 20 out of 20 in this part here, 57 out of 60 if you got 19 out of 20, 54 out of 60 if you got 18 out of 20, and you just subtract 3 all the way. So 1 mark could make a big difference in your ITIA. Just remember that. So let's move on to the next section, which is how to lay out your document headings. I'm going to lay out the headings of the document for you to see. So I hope you're enjoying and I hope you're understanding things as you go along, as I try to clearly explain them in the video. If you realize that their resources are not as available for IT and computer science at the CAPE level, yeah, I've realized it too. And what you may want to get would be some sort of comprehensive notes, just to let you know that all our classes are recorded and the notes are given to the students. So even if you miss a class, you could always go back and review the things that were done in the classroom, and all the notes for every single module in detail that would have been compiled over the past 10 years are given to you, so that you'll be able to get all the content that you need. Because sometimes the things on the syllabus are not very clear, and you need a teacher who has some sort of experience over time seeing the questions that they ask and understanding what you need to know. So you can check us out at 1-868-308-8799 on WhatsApp, or you can head to the website makeITsimpleTT.com/register, and you will see all the information that you need to register for our classes. Okay, so we are going to go through the layout of your document. In order to lay out your document, you need to have a document, of course, ready. I personally recommend you use Google Docs, because Google Docs makes it easy for one, if you're doing it as a group, because it can be done as a group, and group work will allow people to come into the document and edit things very easily. And 2, it'll allow your teacher to be able to leave comments very easily, because the Google Doc is stored in the cloud. When you use Microsoft Word, you might end up in some problems, because the Microsoft Word will you'll have to keep emailing the file, or you have to do it online, or if you're into using OneDrive and all that stuff, cool, go ahead, nobody's stopping you. But I'm going to use Google Docs because I strongly recommend you use Google Docs, right? So let's go with Google Docs. We want to lay out the document. The first thing that you need to do is lay out this document as clearly as possible with headings. Why you're going to do this is because it's going to let you know all the different parts that you have to fill in and things that you have to do, and then it's also going to let the table of content, it will be formed very easily once you do that, right? So the first thing you're going to put is cover page. So I'm just going to lay out all the things that you have. First thing you have to put is cover, and then I'll put page breaks after, right? So cover goes first, then table of contents, then abstract, then problem definition, then after problem definition, Gantt chart. Yeah, we could probably like fast forward through this to see this. Analysis. After analysis is, well, I'll limit analysis of problem. Then we will choose, after analysis of problem, you have identification of possible solutions. Identification of possible solutions. After identification of possible solutions, hold on 1 second. Right, so after identification of possible solutions, you want to put in evaluation of possible solutions. After evaluation of possible solutions, you're going to have selection of solution. Then justification of solution, and that's it, right? You know, the next thing is presentation and communication, but what we're actually working on here is the presentation and communication, so don't worry too much. Shouldn't really have a see there. Now, from here, what you want to do is you want to take all of these, highlight them, and you want to put them as heading 1s, right? All of them. They will get big like that. That way, each one is going to be a heading, so when it's time to do the table of contents, everything will be laid out neatly. After that, now you're going to go at the start of each one, and then you're going to insert a page break. So insert a page break is Control and Enter, and it will go to the next page, and all the space in here will be available for you to fill out as necessary. Then there is the abstract, so page break, and I'll just keep adding page breaks until each one of them gets on their own page. And this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be laying out the document just like this, as neatly as possible. And trust me, this will save you a whole set of problems in the future, because you don't have to worry about this. Now, you have a next problem, which is the appendix. So after the justification and the solution, we're going to put in the appendix, right? We'll name it appendix. But this appendix needs to be numbered differently. So what we have to do, we have to insert a different type of break here, which is a section break, and call it continuous. So this part here, appendix, will start a new section. But it's hard to see with Word, you won't know where the section break started. But when you do the page numbers, you'll get a different thing, right? So let me insert the page numbers and you'll see, right? So if you double click at the bottom, you'll get the footer. You'll see the footer here is named section 1. If I go down to the end here, you'll see this footer here is not there, right? So we're going to check to see if for the appendix, we want to make sure that we get this as section 2. So I have to put a page break, section break continuous here. Insert section break. This could get confusing. If this is giving you trouble, that's okay. Oh, wait, I won't put continuous. I'll send the appendix back up to here, right? And then I'll go down there, and then we'll put insert section break next page. Next page. Right, so now appendix will have its own section. So when I go to footer, you will see that there's section 2. Now, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I uncheck link to previous, because I don't want it to link to previous. So that means the page numbers for the appendix will be different to the page numbers for the normal document. So I'm going to just go by options and put in page numbers, and start at 1, blah, blah, blah. Should I align it to the right? Yeah, apply. Right, so I have page numbers here. What you'll realize is that the page numbers will stop at 10 right before the appendix, because I put in a section break for the next page. So the appendix is a totally different section. So when I go and I put in page numbers here, I could choose appendix section 1. I'll probably be able to change the letters after. No, I don't want it to link to previous. Start from 1. Page number options. Start at 1, right? Good. Apply, right? So now everything that goes in the appendix is going to be in a different page. I should change the number format to something different one time. So I'll try to see if I can change the number format. Google Docs could be a little weird sometimes. Alright, but we'll leave it as 1. If I figure it out after, I'll put it in for you. But the point is that the section for the body of the document is supposed to be numbered differently to the appendix, because when you refer to the appendix, you want to say appendix and what page it is at, right? I'm going to see if I can insert the footer differently here. Insert page numbers, more options. It's only saying starting at 1. Google Docs, you didn't really have to do this, you know. You didn't really have to make it this hard. More options, nope. Alright, yeah, so we leave it at 1, no problem, cool. So everything that goes in the appendix will be laid out. Now the things that have to go in the appendix, we'll get to that later as we go through, because you have to put certain things in the appendix. So now by table of contents, when I go to the second line of table of contents, I could insert table of contents, press it like that, and it will show me all the different parts. And you can clearly see that the cover page is the first page, everything is laid out there, and the appendix started over at number 1. I'm going to find a way to see if I can get this appendix number to change to Roman numerals, but that's basically how you want to lay out a document. The reason you're laying out a document like this is because what we're going to do from now on is we're just going to start typing and filling out all these spaces as we go along. Every single time we have a new space, we're just going to type, add some more, add some more, add some more, add some more. And the first thing that we're going to start with is a problem definition. So that'll be in the next video. So far, what we've done is we have gone through our choosing our problem so that we understand how your IA is supposed to go. Then we went through a mark scheme. I explained to you all the importance of the mark scheme and how 1 mark matters. And now we've laid out our document exactly how we want it. Now, one of the cool things with Google Docs is on the left hand side, you'll see this document outline. If you click on that, it will show you all the different parts of the document. And when you want to get to a particular part, you just click on it and it will jump to that section, because we set it up with heading 1s. So far, this is what we have, and we're going to be moving with this. So check the next video and we will start with the problem definition. Oh, there's one thing I forgot inside here, which is the font and the line spacing. So as soon as you start this document, then just set everything. So do like Control A to select all on the page. Select all, change it to Times New Roman 1 time. Find your Times New Roman T type. Alright, change it to Times New Roman 1 time. Change the font size to 12. Well, if you change the font size to 12, it will change the yeah, right. So yeah, change the font size to 12. The heading should stay the same size because they set them as heading 1. And then select all again. Make sure you have all selected, and then change your line spacing to double. I believe it's supposed to be. Change that to double, and then we will make sure that we put everything to be justified. And click justified. Good. So that's your settings there. What's this? Yeah. Right. So once you set everything to Times New Roman double justified, wherever you type inside there will automatically come up as. Alright, so you most likely have to change out all the fonts after. I can't remember what to change the default font of. Format, text, paragraph styles, options. Yeah. So I think I have to put in a word here. Change normal text to Times New Roman, carry it up to 12, and type some words, right? And then highlight this, and then go to Format, Paragraph Styles, change normal text to update normal text to match. Right, so now everywhere you try to put normal text, it will stay as Times New Roman. Alright, good. Alright, so sorted out that problem. Everything has to be in Times New Roman. Trust me, it will save you editing problems in the end. You don't want to have to go and edit everything after. Alright, so that's what we had so far. Now, we could move on to the next part, which is problem definition. Thanks for watching the video. I hope it helped you a lot. Remember, there are multiple videos that go through each different part of the IA in details. If you want a particular part that you're looking for, you can check the playlist. The playlist link will be in the bottom here. If you use any app, you can check in the app and you will see the playlist for it also to show you all the parts that are necessary. If you're looking for quality information technology and computer science classes at the CAPE level, you can check us out, makeITsimpleTT at 1-868-308-8799, or you can check us online at makeITsimpleTT.com/register and use all of our free resources. But if you're looking for a class that has recordings and explanations for every single thing that you need to do in the whole syllabus, you can check us out.